Ahoy there, listeners, and welcome to another side mission on the Captain's Horror Meltdown. And this is going to be quite a brief side mission, really. My name is Cammy, and I'll be your captain on this journey. I'm joined, as ever, by the by Drooper. Drooper here. That's John, also known as John. John's role on the boat is he dresses like Drooper from the Banana Splits, and that is exactly what we're going to be talking about tonight. We're going to be talking about the Banana Splits movie.
That ties it nicely. It does. Yeah, well done.
Totally. I'm not really going to go into why we call you Drooper on board, but I'm sure everyone can guess.
Well, to be honest, I mean, there's not a great deal of stimulation on board, so it's not.
Totally. That's only to be expected. So it's a side mission, which means we're not on the boat.
No.
We're off on the boat. We're in the banana buggy.
The banana buggy? Does that?
Yep.
Does that float?
This version does. We've adapted it. It floats on water.
Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Banana buggy, which obviously features quite heavily in the Banana Splits film. But anyway. Yeah. Shall we get to the Banana Splits? Now, this is a bit of a random one because
this is your fault.
It is my fault. So it's not been out in the cinema.
Oh, actually, I'm not going to say the film is your fault.
No, the film's not my fault. I've got nothing to do with the film.
Why you listen to this is his fault.
Yeah, it is all my fault. But the film, I don't think it ever came out in the cinema over here.
I'd be very surprised.
I don't think it came out in the cinema in the States either, really.
I'd be very surprised.
Straight to video number, it seems, and it just came out on Blu-ray in the UK a couple of weeks ago. We both watched it a little while back, but we're just getting around to recording it now. And we just thought it's enough of an oddity that we'd give it a wee bit of chat. A lot of further backstory. Although we're both exactly the same age, you've got no recollection of the Banana Splits at all.
This is weird because I said to Rachel, I don't remember the Banana Splits. She was like, "What? You don't remember the Banana Splits?"
How can you not remember
what
the
is
Banana
going
Splits?
on? Why does everybody recognise these bastards? It's like when you mentioned it, I was like, I just don't think I've heard of that. Went to YouTube, saw video footage of them. I was like, nah. No idea what that is.
How you can see video footage of them and not remember the Banana Splits?
Seriously.
Shit, man. Well, when we were kids, sort of late 70s, early 80s, there was a hell of a lot of just reruns of American TV from the 60s and 70s, I guess. And this was 60s, 70s kids' TV show. Kids' TV is pretty freaky today, but I mean, holy shit, what was going on back in the day? But anyway, the reason I was so excited about this is because it was my favourite show when I was like a tiny little toddler, basically.
We're talking like 3, 4?
Yeah, it must have been 3 or 4, something like that. My mum reckons that I would just go absolutely nuts when it came on TV.
Maybe I just don't remember them because I was 3 or 4.
Yeah, quite possibly. I mean, if Doig, your local video dealer, had the Banana Splits, then you'd have remembered it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I had a very traumatic incident at 7, and I don't remember anything before that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There we go.
I've made that up.
So yeah, I absolutely loved it as a kid, and I think it's fair to say that everybody, anyone with a passing interest in horror, and certainly all of us, were very, very, very surprised to see the news maybe a year ago or whatever that they were. Maybe it was less than that. It was like 6 months ago.
It's pretty recent.
They just
I do remember
a trailer for it, and then it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I do remember it kind of coming out fairly quickly after that. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I looked at it and I was just like, well, it looks bizarre, but the full bizarreness is still totally lost to me because I don't remember anything.
You don't remember the actual show. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll read a little synopsis before we get into it. So here we go. I'm going to letterbox the synopsis. It's also got quite succinct little synopsis, I think.
Yeah,
synopses.
they've been pretty decent so far.
Yep. The Banana Splits movie, 2019, directed by Danishka Esterhazy.
That's a great name.
It's a fucking belter, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is.
With the tagline "Tra-la-la terror." Yep. A boy named Harley and his family attend a taping of the Banana Splits TV show, which is supposed to be a fun-filled birthday for young Harley and business as usual for Rebecca, the producer of the series. But things take an unexpected turn and the body count quickly rises. Can Harley, his mum, and their new pals safely escape?
That's fair.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I think the first thing that strikes anyone who knows the original Banana Splits about this film is that it's effectively officially licensed.
Yeah, I mean, that's very strange.
It's the Banana Splits show. All the puppets are the actual Banana Splits. And
so they've obviously, I mean, the rights are all on board, it's...
Yeah, totally. It's not, I mean, it's not like they're pretending to be some sort of near, sort of approximation of the show to get away with this movie. It's just the fucking Banana Splits movie.
Funniest thing I just saw here, if I could see... Oh, man, where's it going? But it was funny. Yeah, it's officially the first... thing based on a Hanna-Barbera production that's was rated R or indeed 18 in the
UK. Absolutely bonkers. Yeah, I mean, it's actually a really, it had the potential to be brilliant in that you're taking something that's like a fond memory for a lot of people our age, and you just turn it into this like wigged out horror film, but it just doesn't quite work, does it?
Yeah, it's.
I mean, I went into this really, really wanting to like this film, and there's a lot to like about it, but it's just so rubbish. There's some good gore in it. The suits are amazing.
Yeah.
There's quite a good concept behind it, but there's just like it's not so bad it's good. It's just bad.
Yeah, I think for me, I mean, the first half hour is fucking terrible.
Oh, it's torturous.
Just absolutely god awful.
Yeah, It does take the whole premise. It does take the premise that the Banana Splits have kept going since the 60s.
Yeah,
and it's like it's like surprising that it's still on the go, and that there's kids that are still into it. And the young kid in it is like there's lots of sort of eye rolling that he's still into the Banana Splits by everyone around him. He's a bit too old for it, and he's right into the Banana Splits. But yeah, oh man, I think it's just there's. This is a film that you don't really need much backstory to.
No.
And there's too much backstory. And I mean, the film can only be like 90 minutes. Is it 90 minutes?
I don't think it even manages that. 86.
86, and it still felt long.
86 minutes in the first half hour are completely superfluous.
Yeah, totally.
Wow. What I did quite like about it is like when you go and see when you see them filming the Banana Split show, and I always love that concept of what the sheer crushing disappointment must be like to see your heroes on television and then actually just see them in this like shitty fucking soundstage.
Totally. Sure, man.
So for me, that's where the real horror was, because I always hate that kind of magic being broken, but it really is just like stark and weird, and it's got all your classic guys. Like the only kind of what really surprised me is that they're fucking robots.
They are. I mean, that surprised me as well. I mean, it transpires that the Banana Splits aren't actually people dressed up as the Banana Splits. They're fully robotic.
Yeah, and
they're sort of being created by a like mad scientist.
Yeah, some guy just lives in a basement. And
what?
He's fucking out of his mind.
I mean, I guess the thing is the whole way the whole thing that kicks off the madness in it is that the show gets cancelled by the sort of new owner of the studio or whatever.
Yeah.
And the robots go haywire after that. But You could easily have just had it that the actors inside had lost the plot.
I think that
Which
would have made more sense.
It would have made more sense, and it would
It's
have
like,
been more disturbing as well.
We've been axed after all these years. What would make it even more disturbing?
And they
probably
fucking
would have been
hate
old
children.
people.
Yeah,
There would be old people inside the suits.
Old people in
You
the
see,
suits.
there's a lot of tricks that have been missed in this film.
Totally. Old people in the suits that have been like in suits for 40 years and absolutely hate children. Hate them. And just want to kill them all.
I think we could have made a better version of this. I don't even know what the fucking banana splits are.
I think we could. And I mean, it's one of the... I mean, obviously it's been done on a fairly limited budget, but I mean, it's one of the big things, isn't it, really, that the whole film effectively is set in a studio.
Yeah.
In a soundstage. Just an empty warehouse, basically.
So, it adds to a strange... It just adds to like a really strange, flat atmosphere about the whole thing.
There is a very flat atmosphere, isn't there?
And I think it's to do with that sort of setting. It's just kind of like so... nothing.
Yeah.
It's just kind of odd. Even though they tried to make bits, they tried like the ball pool and stuff like all that kind of, they try, but you're just always left thinking just a little bit underwhelmed by it. I mean, there's a few bits, like kind of the finale scene is pretty fucking mental. I'll give them props to that, and I think that's where your 18 certificate comes from.
Quite surprised. It's pretty hard to get an 18 certificate these days.
Yeah, and I was wondering when it was going to come. I was like, how is this? Don't get me wrong, there's quite a lot of gore in it, but it's also quite A, badly done, and B, a bit silly.
Yeah.
And I just thought, why is this getting an 18? And then you get to that final scene. I don't think it's even so much what the guy's being subjected to in the final scene. It's more that they're making kids watch it, I think, is probably the big problem there. I suspect that
I'm going to see what the BBFC are actually saying about it. I'm just going to bring it up actually and see what the crack is. Strong bloody violence and gore. Yeah, not really surprised there. Horror comedy. There's not that much comedy in this though. I would say
this is about as funny as a hernia.
Yeah. Here we go. Killer robots pull nails through a man's hands and feet, then tear his limbs off in front of an audience of children. Yeah, that actually, when you put it like that, yeah, that's quite fun. Other people are stabbed, bludgeoned, and burned. A man is sawn in half with a grisly aftermath sight of intestines falling out of the body. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I guess.
But again, I thought it just looked a bit silly.
It does look a bit silly. It's all a bit daft, isn't it? And I mean, I guess what I'd say is that the day it came out on Blu-ray, it was a tenner.
Yes, it does.
I mean, there's no. I mean, it's straight to video effectively, and it knows its audience. Do you know what? With a few folk around, this at a meltdown when everyone was totally boozy would actually probably be quite fun.
Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I just wouldn't put it on again. That's the problem.
No, I don't think I would as well. The puppet suits are incredible though. And
they're done brilliantly. Yeah, absolutely.
And there's just something like pretty sinister about them. There is something pretty sinister about the whole sort of just the presence of them, and also like I'll tell you something I did quite like about it. I quite like the sort of the guy that plays like the only human character in it. Mm-hmm. That everyone sort of no one likes, none of the fans like, and he's
classic,
just like a drunk,
boozy, just totally horse and back bottles of vodka. It's like classic, absolutely classic.
I mean, everything's so badly stereotypical, though, isn't it? Really, the stepdad, the evil stepdad, and it's also shitly acted that it's kind of like it really feels like one of those sort of sci-fi channel films, or something like that.
It's not a million miles away.
Yeah, one of those sort of like £5 Blu-rays you see in the supermarket of like some like weird, abominable werewolf snowman crossover movie or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Kind of, it's got that vibe, but it just the thing is, it's kind of got that slight sheen of more classiness to it for the fact that it is actually a licensed. Show.
I mean, there must be some sort of. I don't know. I'm not actually.
I do wonder how it came about. I mean, I watched
it's
some
just
of the.
So weird. I mean, who? I mean, what?
I mean, who first went to Hanna-Barbera and said, oh, right, I'd quite like to make a horror film of this, of these guys. Can you give... I mean, do you know what I mean? It's like such a random... Had they tried any other franchises first?
It was only even announced. This is fucking crazy. I'm looking at some of the production notes.
Right.
And it was announced on the 19th of February this year.
Fucking hell.
Warner Brothers Television Group's Blue Ribbon Content Division announced that it's collaborating with Blue Ice Pictures on producing a film adaptation of the Banana Splits television series, which would take place in a horror-like setting, scheduled to premiere at the San Diego Comic-Con on July 18th, and to be released direct to streaming through Warner Brothers.
I mean, it's a shame because there's quite a lot to enjoy in it, but it just overall is too shit to recommend at all, really, isn't it?
I mean, it's alright. I mean, it's not. I think it's actually not. Some of it's quite well directed. I think. But,
yeah.
But as I say, it's just the backdrop of it's so just nothing. You're just
yeah.
I mean, it's like trying to, Christ, trying to direct your way out of a iron box. I mean, where can you go? It's ridiculous. I was saying that's quite nice to see a female director involved in something like this.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
because not many female directors, lauded in general, let alone the old horror genre.
Yeah,
but I think she does a pretty decent job with what she's got on hand.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's not great.
No.
I wish I hadn't bought the Blu-ray. This is your fault.
Well, I'm going to accept it. It's entirely my fault. Yeah,
I should have just rented it, streamed it, maybe.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't have known how nice the Blu-ray was, would you? And you'd have wanted to see how nice the Blu-ray was. Out of interest, because you'd have streamed it and it would have been bad.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's sorry, the UK version is 90 minutes.
There you go. I mean,
due to the frame rate business.
Very interested in the fact that the Banana Splits were also in a TV movie in 1972 called The Banana Splits in Hocus Pocus Park, which sounds like it could be quite horrific as well.
I think there's a very high chance of that being horrendous. Like, it's not absolutely appalling, but
no.
I mean, I couldn't honestly. I mean, I don't even know what stage of drunkenness would optimal be for this.
Not too drunk, I don't think.
I think,
but quite drunk.
I just don't know.
I mean, looking at this here, I friend of the podcast, Mitch, I give it a 2-star rating, 2 out of 5.
2 out of 5.
Yeah, and his review was tra-la-la, tra-la-la-la.
And he did mention that to me as well. I didn't laugh.
I am gonna go. I'm gonna say that if you've got enough cash to not give a fuck about losing 10 quid,
then
you're into horror films.
Still spend it on something else.
And you like the Banana Splits. Then, at the same time, you almost feel like you should be not encouraging these people, but encouraging. I mean, encouraging sort of outside the box thinking horror. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
People giving it a bash. Do you know what I mean? It could easily have been great. It wasn't, but I appreciate the fact that they tried.
Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. I would say if you've got a spare tenner to chuck around, I'd probably take up smoking instead of watching that. Give
it to charity?
No, I'd start smoking.
Smoking, would you?
I'd recommend you start smoking as opposed to watching this film.
I don't think you can buy 20 fags for £10 now, can you?
Oh, you can.
Oh, can you? Yeah. What brand?
I don't know. My mum knows. I've only had one. In fact, the last time I had a cigarette was when I last spoke to you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've turned into.
You giving up?
Gone vaping stuff.
Oh, you've gone vape. That's it. Well, now that people have started dying of vaping, you've moved over to that.
Well, I think
It's only in the States. It's only under regulated vaping. Wow, that's straying quite wildly from horror, isn't it?
As well,
we start to review vape pens.
It's always tend to do. Yes, no, there have been reported problems with vaping, but I think if we're going to be fully honest about the idea, the problems of actually smoking cigarettes probably higher.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I think there's like some sort of 5 cases of some sort of weird lung thing in the UK. But they estimate 3 million people vape.
Yeah, it's pretty low.
Low. Right. If you took that percentage for 3 million smokers, I think that there'd be more than 5 people with lung problems.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. I was quite amused to see that India has, on the news that people have died in the States, right. India has banned, or is bringing in a complete ban on all vaping products.
Right.
But also it transpires that India is one of the largest tobacco producers in the world. And they're not trying to get people to cut down on cigarettes.
Right, I see what's going on there.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, that's
wild, isn't it?
That is hard.
Wild.
Jesus.
Wild.
That's how to care for your population, people. Yes, I think...
So,
so I'm going to go for a thumb rating, surely.
Are you going to go for a thumb rating?
With our complicated thumb system.
Yeah, I'm going to give a 1 thumb down.
I'm going to give it...
The thing is, I'm almost tempted to give it 1 thumb across and 1 thumb down. In fact, I might do that because
that was my initial thought. Yeah, I appreciate the effort, and I
appreciate the effort. It's got some cool stuff in it. It's got some pretty wild gore in it at points. Well, not wild gore. For anyone that's an actual gore fan, then no, there's not wild gore, but there's a good bit of blood, and there's a fucking shitload of dead bodies at one point.
There is. Yep.
Yeah.
You get to see it.
Yeah, I'm going to give it 1 thumb across and 1 thumb down.
I think, that was my initial thought before I came on, so I'm going to stick with it.
Yep.
It's not completely without merit, so 1 thumb down because I'm never watching that again.
There you go. That'd be a good review for the back of the box. Not completely without merit.
Well, it's funny. I was looking at the box a few minutes ago, and I noted there are absolutely no quotes on the front or back.
Yeah, I don't think anybody saw it before it came out. That could have given it a review.
It's got an Irish film certificate and a British one on it.
Yeah, they quite often do that. Yeah.
Oh, so it is. I'm just looking at my Blu-rays now, and they've all got them. Okay, brilliant.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Oh, that revelation fucked. Terrific. Right, yeah, well, okay, I'm happy with that.
There you go. Perfect.
I think if we're going to do a quick love it or list it, I'm going to list it.
Yeah, I'd probably list it as well, but I don't think anyone would really buy it. I think
that's the problem.
I might actually, I might just give it to somebody, or put it on, like, I don't know what I'd do. Anyway,
maybe we could give it away we could give it away. I was going to say we could give it away as a competition prize, but it's a pretty shitty competition prize.
Yeah, it would be indeed.
I know that's the first thing we have disliked so far.
Yeah,
in this podcast.
That's the first thing that's got a proper thumbs down. Well, there you go. Yep. Yeah. All right. Well, let's. Time to get back in the banana buggy and head back to the boat.
Lovely.
Yeah, great. Well, so thanks for joining us, folks. And I mean, maybe check out the banana splits or maybe don't. Right. Thanks a lot, folks. We're heading back to the boat, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Excellent. Bye bye.